right, everyone, welcome back. So today marks a very exciting day. I am so happy to be able to start this project. We are going to be working over there at that bridge. That is not the main point of this project. This is going to be one of those things that's very hard for me to explain, but I'm going to do my best in the first 30 seconds of this video. So as I walk over there, I'll do my best to explain what's going on here, because I do want to just get building right away. We're heading over to that bridge because we're finally going to fix this thing. It's been sitting there forever, unfinished. Now, my original intention was this was going to be some sort of a bridge like BOO had, where it was a castle, but I decided against it, and now I want to repurpose this and use it for something else. Now, one of the main things about this whole project is this is something for you guys specifically. And so what I mean by that is the people that download my world will be able to walk through what am I about to build. That's not right. What I am about to build. There we go. So this bridge is just going to be the location of where all the information of what I'm going to be building is. So without further ado, let me explain to you what this project is. I have decided that I am going to build 4 temples on this world. Now, these 4 temples are going to be named after the elements. So we will have wind, water, fire, and earth temples. Now, the exciting thing about these temples is that they are going to have dungeons inside of them that you guys can play and walk through. Each one of these temples is going to have rooms and different type of puzzles that you will have to traverse through to get the end reward laying at the bottom and final room of the dungeon. I cannot begin to explain how excited I am to work on this project. This is something that I have never seen done before in Minecraft, and I think it is going to be quite possibly the greatest build I've ever made. Now, I mean that in a very humble way, because I think it's going to be really great because of the fact I'm so passionate about it, and once I came up with this idea about a month ago, I could not wait to start it. So that's why I was kind of finishing up everything around here, is because I want to start this so bad. Now, I know I've been talking for a while, so I want to do my best to kind of get this video moving and we can start building. So my plan was to repurpose this bridge and put all of the information about those temples at the last pedestal, if you will, over there. So I think what I'm going to do is make little parkour areas through here that you'll have to jump through to get to the end. And I'm going to basically attempt to make these support beams, if you will. I'm going to make these support beams look damaged and ruined and old. Okay, so how we're going to do this first bit is we'll do it on this one together. I'm basically going to tear this down in a random order and then just place cobblestone walls and stairs to make it look like it's kind of crumbled and fallen apart. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to discuss what the whole point of that last pedestal is going to be. So what I absolutely love about this idea is I am not going to tell you guys where these temples are. So you will have to, of course, download my world and walk around using the information in the book to be able to find these temples and traverse through them. So you're going to see me design the dungeons and do the exterior and the beautiful building that it's all going to be contained within, but you are not going to see the puzzles that I make and how the dungeon rooms work. So you will have to go there yourself and figure it all out while you traverse through the world to find the reward. And for me, I just absolutely love that idea. If a YouTuber did that, I would download that world instantly and try and figure out what it was that they did. There's potential for so many Easter eggs and so many different little things that you wouldn't expect, which is why I'm so excited to do this, because I have a feeling you guys are going to absolutely love this when you get the chance to download it. Anyways, you can see kind of what I'm doing with this tower here. So we're going to do this for the top half of this whole thing. If I can hop up here, we kind of have something like that. Nothing too crazy, right? It's just very simple, and I'm going to go through and texture this later on, but you can see it kind of gives it that broken look. So I'm going to repeat that for all of these over here, and then at the end is where we'll put a lectern with the book with all the information on how this is going to work. All right, we've got all these guys set up over here because this is going to be our roof block, so we got to get these guys oxidizing while I'm building this. But you can see the 2 I've done already, so basically just got to repeat that 4 more times, and then we'll work on the thing over there. All right, let's have a look. Oh yeah, that looks awesome. That looks awesome. Have a look at that. That is so cool. exactly what I was going for. So now we're just going to fill in the bottom as well. I think I'm going to use tough and kind of do like a transition from the cobblestone to tough and then to maybe cobble deep slate. I don't want to make this too hard for you guys, but what I'm going to do is I think have these black stained glass panes and iron bars, and you're going to have to jump from each one. So I'm thinking something like, I'm going to test it out and see how hard it is. And if it's too hard, then I might change it up a little bit. So we'll put the first one right here. Why not? And then I was planning on having these on the bottom like that. I think that is a pretty good look. Very magical looking, but that is seemingly going to be hard to jump to. So I don't want it to be impossible, right? Because then it's just going to get annoying. It's kind of easy to land on. It's not that hard. If I make them really close to each other, it shouldn't be that difficult. So I think that's how I'm going to do this, is kind of just place stuff like this. Yeah, we're going to do that. We'll use the diorite walls. I like the way that those look, and it just makes it much easier as well because they're higher up. So we'll go with that design. I'm happy with that. So what did we use? We used black stained glass panes, iron bars, and a diorite wall. So our jumps have been completed. I haven't fully designed them all yet. You can see that's what it's supposed to look like. If I zoom in there, we have the stained glass with the end rods at the bottom, but I just did the iron bars for those ones. I forgot them over there. So we're going to have to get underneath and kind of replace them all. But I wanted to test it with you guys, so let's do some jumping. All right, so I wanted to make it difficult, but I didn't want to make it too difficult. So I wanted it to be relatively easily done. So let's try it. This first one, I think, is the hardest. I didn't even get past the first jump. How did that happen? All right, well, I'm sure you guys know me for walking off of edges. I do that quite a bit. So let's do some parkour. Let's see if we can do the old thing we just created. So a lot of these are just single jumps. You might have to run for a few of them. That one was easy enough. Now we can set ourselves up for the second one. This one is a little tricky right there. I'm gonna hold shift so I don't slide off. This should all be single jumps towards the end. Okay, nice and easy. We can go around this side. I love the fact that you have to like sneak around these. I unintentionally kind of did that, but it's a little difficult to traverse through the actual bridge section. Okay, this part. This should be pretty straightforward. Gotta hold shift on those jump up one block scenarios right there. This should be really, really easy right here. Yep, nice and easy. There we go. Okay, and now this is our, okay, we actually have two more. I thought this was our last one. So this one is kind of a big jump here. I was a little scared there. I thought I almost went off. We're okay. All right. I'm a little bit of a scaredy cat when it comes to my parkour because I'm not the best. Now this one's interesting. It's all progressive upwards. You can see here. So these should all be single jumps. Okay. All right. And then we can just sprint to the end there. Okay. So it is fairly easily done. It was a little stressful right there. I'm not going to lie. I was a little nervous, but we got it done, which is the good thing. So now I want to make a floor in here, and this is where we're gonna put the actual thing that we've been trying to do this whole time. So, well, I actually just forgot. I said let's start writing the book. I gotta finish these platforms over here. They're not even done yet. I gotta do all the design for them, so that shouldn't take too long. Should be relatively simple. So let's go. All right, I think these are gonna be the blocks that I'm gonna use to transition towards the bottom. So we have smooth basalt, which I think might be our darkest one, right? And then we have cobbled deep slate, and then we have tough, and then I think we could just go to the cobblestone after that. That seems good enough for me. So there is our gradient. So I think I want the cobbled deep slate to be exposed for only maybe about 2 layers here. So probably at about this length, right? So I'm gonna have to go get some more. Honestly, I don't have enough, but this should be fine. All right, so I think I'm going to use the basalt at this layer instead. So we'll go up, maybe something like this, kind of just, I dug 4 blocks here, so kind of just something random with the gradient, not going to be too picky about it. But we want the smooth basalt to be our darkest block, and then from this block we'll transition to the cobbled deep slate here. So we can get to that in a second. All right, so we can kind of just make something like that. You know, nothing too crazy. And then we'll take the cobbled deep slate, and then we can transition that to this. And then we'll use the tough in between that. All right, so you kind of get the idea. Obviously, we're not going to have that hard line there like that. I'm going to fix that in a second. But you can see how the gradient is going to work. So now we just got to repeat that for all of them. I'll be working on it for the next hour or so. So I'll cut to you guys once I'm finished with the gradient. Okay, we are back, and I have just about finished this thing. So if we go over to this little island right over here, you can see the final design that we have. So the bridge is officially broken down, and now we've done that texturing on the bottom. But as you can see, I still need to fill that in, so I will probably do all of that off camera because that's going to be very boring, filling all that stuff in. I think I'm just going to use deep slate or something. But what I wanted to do was add some sort of leaves like we have over here. We've got all this stuff going on. So let's grab a pair of shears, get a bunch of leaves, and let's decorate this thing. All right, I've got a few on me here. So I would like to put one right over here, I think. And what I'm going to do is kind of place it in the corner like so. And then I think I'm just going to have it droop over the side like this. So it's going to be a little tricky to get down underneath those, I think. I'm going to have this one not be there. And then let's have it go downwards. I would love for this to go really far down. So we got something like that right there. And I basically want to do that for all of them. Some are going to have more leaves than others, but I like the way that that looks. I'm happy with that. So let's repeat that a few more times, and we should have a very green looking abandoned bridge here. All right, we've added some leaves to that. I'm pretty happy with how that looks. I think that's a good foundation so far. I think I'll add more as time goes on and kind of experiment with different types of stuff. But as for now, I feel like that is going to be it. All right, I'm going to make a design in the wall. So let's probably go... How many blocks is that? Was that 5? All right, so I'm going to go 5 blocks up. And I'm going to place my first stair there. And then we'll go from... I don't know, we'll kind of just pick a random point. I think like right here. That seems good to me. And then I'm just going to tear out all of this right here. And then add some cobblestone walls in like this. And we get this kind of flat thing. And if that looks like I hoped it would, it kind of is like a little indentation in the wall. So we have a nice little design there. So I might repeat that a few times. All right, I am a little nervous, but let's have a look. Ooh, I really like it. I really like it. That looks very, very cool. Oh, I love how lush that one looks at the end. It's so mysterious, so mystical looking. That is exactly what I was going for. I am very, very, very happy with that. Man, that looks so cool. Wow. All right, well, we're not going to actually build the temple in today's episode, but I did want to like go over there and explain what I was going to be doing and how it was going to work, and basically what I was thinking. So I think that's going to be the next part of the video. But as for now, I'm going to take a bit of a break because that was a few hours worth of work. And so I will catch you guys tomorrow. So I might sound different as I usually do when I have these big cuts, but let's jump to tomorrow. All right, we're almost getting there, but I would like to have, I don't know, I'm kind of picturing like a tree or something right there. I feel like that would look very cool in that backdrop. And I think that might be it for this before we head over to where I'm going to build the new thing. So let's kind of plop in a custom tree right here. I think I'm going to make one of the ones that we made over here. You can't really see it from over here, but kind of the same thing. So let's try and figure that out. All right, so let's place a piece of moss right at the top. Okay, and then we can grab our bone meal and just bam. We can just totally overtake the top of this thing. That should be fine there. And then I'm going to take some of these oak leaves as well and just kind of like, kind of hang them off the side a little bit. You can see they're a little bit more green. And this will just give it some more texture. I don't want any of this pink stuff over there. So I'm going to hang some more leaves off of the side here like that. Not like that. There we go. Kind of just do a little something like this. Nothing crazy. Maybe one up top here. And then, so this was my whole intention though, is I want to build a tree. So I want to build this tree right in the sight line of all of this. So I'm going to go probably 5 blocks high here. And then we'll transition to our tough walls. Kind of have that go like that maybe. All right, I've got plenty of these leaves. So you guys know how this goes. We're just going to replicate those trees that we made over there. So we're going to kind of make a spiral pattern here with these leaves, and hopefully it looks good in the end. All right, have a look at that. That looks so cool, especially from a distance. I love the fact we have this sight line right here. This is exactly what I was going for. Having that tree right in the middle of all that, that looks so cool. I do want to go in there though and transform that right there. I don't want any of that granite there because that's a very strange color to have in this whole gray thing. So I'm going to patch that up real quick. So some final things to do. I'll probably just make this look a little bit more lush, a little more covered in leaves and stuff, and same with that over there. All right, the task has been completed. Look at that. That sightline is so good. Oh, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have this lectern be on a nice little pedestal right here. So probably, I don't know, we'll just make something simple, right? A nice little box like this. Looks very cool. And then we can take this lectern and put this right there, and that's where the information for all this stuff is going to be. But what I wanted to do here was dig out some of the floor and replace it with amethyst blocks because it makes that really nice chime sound. Like that, and that's very magical, if you will. So, all right, now that that's completed, we have one more thing to do, which is actually go and show you where I'm going to put this giant temple. I'm not sure what the right name for it is. We have temple, we have dungeon. It's one of the two. What just happened to my character? I was just blinking in and out there. Anyway, so I don't know exactly what to call it. Castle, temple, dungeon, if you will. One of the three. We'll figure it out. But I'm not going to show you guys exactly where this is going to be, so I will cut when I get to my location. All right, here we are. We've made it to the location of where I'm going to be putting this building. I haven't decided exactly where I'm going to put it, but I think it's going to be in this general area over here. So we have this large plains, which is very nice. Hopefully you guys can hear me over the elytra wings. But the main purpose I wanted to build here is because there's this giant hill, and I think I'm going to put it on top of this giant hill right here. So what I really love about the cherry blossom biome is it has this very nice grass. It's got a great palish green color to it, and I really wanted to build the wind temple in this colored grass because I feel like that suits it very well. So this is our location. This is where we're going to build it. It's quite a flight a ways from the base, so you're going to have to do some exploring to come and find it when you download the world, but It's nothing insanely difficult, so it shouldn't take you all that long. But that is the project for the next episode. So please be sure to subscribe if you aren't subscribed already, because next episode we are going to be starting to work on our first dungeon of the 4, the Wind Temple. Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much to all of the new subscribers who have joined, all of the people in the comments. You are very greatly appreciated for your continued support. We don't have any new donators for this episode, so nothing to mention there. And yeah, I guess that's about it. I'll catch you guys in the next one.